Hi everyone, if you don't know me, my name is Khaira, Khair, whatever you can say, and I am a third-year medical student at the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. Today I will be talking about finances. It's not something that I've seen a lot of people talk about, and my experience with finances in college is going to be completely different to everyone else's situation and everyone else's experiences, but I thought it would be a good idea to share my perspective and the different things that I use and the different things that I do, so that someone else who is in my situation will know. I hope you find this video interesting, and if you want to share your experiences and share your thoughts in the comments, then please do so. My income is divided into four sources of income, four main sources of income. The first being the SUSI Grant. In Ireland, there is a goal to make education free for everyone. At the moment, education is not 100% free for everyone, but one of the methods of trying to get it as accessible to everyone is the SUSI Grant. The SUSI Grant is the Student Universal Support Ireland grant. It is means tested, and they use your income to assess how much of a grant you will get. So for me, my fees are covered by the SUSI Grant, and so is part of my maintenance. So I get a grant to cover my fees that goes directly to the college, and then also grant that goes to me every month to help with my expenses, my daily living expenses. That's literally what the SUSI Grant is. You apply the year before, so if you're going into college your first year, you're gonna apply sometime in the spring, and then if you are renewing your grant, you renew it in the summer. So that's the SUSI Grant. But of course, that's not going to be enough to cover your living expenses, so you're going to have to find other ways to finance your college life. And some people take jobs, some people find bursaries and scholarships and stuff like that. My second source of income is the bursary that I get. It is a bursary that's it's a pool of money that's to be given to students who, without this kind of support, wouldn't be able to afford college and all the expenses that come with it, like buying equipment and daily living expenses and traveling and stuff like that. This is something that you apply for every single year. It's sometime around July, August that the applications open, but you need to always be looking on their forums and asking them when the applications start and when they close, because it's not something that's really advertised there. I didn't know about this until I was really researching how I was going to be able to afford college life. You also have to give your results every year to make sure that you're on track, and that they give you a bursary and they know that we're gonna give this bursary to someone and they're gonna do something with it. So they're gonna do something with the degree that they get. The Student Assistance Fund. So the Student Assistance Fund is a pool of money that's given to each college in Ireland from the government, and it's meant for students who need financial assistance throughout the year. It's not money from the college. In RCSI, there is the Student Assistance Fund and there's the Student Hardship Fund. Student Assistance Fund is for Irish and European students, and then the Student Hardship Fund is for RCSI students in general. One of them is funded by the Irish government, the Student Assistance Fund. The Student Hardship Fund is funded by RCSI alumni and RCSI and all of that. This is also something that you put in all your details, all your income, your budget for the year, how much you're going to spend every month. It's very in detail, just all the other things that you apply for, and they assess it and they have a meeting, and so they have these meetings every couple of months. So when you apply, you wait until they have their meeting and then they come to you with their outcome, and then either you are successful or unsuccessful, and then they tell you how much they will give you. It's not something that you have to apply at the start of the year. It's something that you can do any time of the year. So if you're in an emergency and you really need some sort of financial assistance, you apply to this fund. So the last source of income that I have is my job. So I work as a home care assistant. I work every single year I have a different job. This job is mainly to just cover the expenses of my car. I thought about this a lot, whether or not to invest in a car, but looking at how life is for me and placements, and it being very difficult to find transport to my area, and the unpredictability of that, and how a lot of the placements I need to take 2 or 3 buses, and if one bus is late, then I'm late for the next bus, and then I'm late for placements, and it's kind of disrespectful, and I don't really like being late. So because of that and like saving time, I decided it'd be better to invest in a car. My insurance will get lower as the years go by and the expenses will get lower, but I definitely needed to have a job this year to cover those expenses. Those are my like sources of income. My expenses are pretty much just paying my portion of the rent, the utilities, food is a pretty big expense, and then my car is a pretty big expense that I have. Like I do benefit from being at home and not having to pay as much rent as other people would have to pay. Other than that, I pay for everything myself. I hope that explains my finances and how I deal with my finances. In summer becomes a very stressful time where you have to apply for everything and you don't know where you're standing, like financially for me, which is a bit annoying, but I only have 2 more years like 2 more summers of applying for things. Hopefully that'll be okay, and once college is over, things will be sorted out and I wouldn't be as stressed. Without all of these like financial supports that I get, so like the SUSI Grant and the Student Assistance Fund and, you know, the bursary, I wouldn't be able to afford to do things like to live a proper college life. Not that I'm living lavishly. So for me, these things are very, very helpful for me, and I feel like I'm a resourceful person. Like I look for the supports that I need, and I think everyone should do that if they need support. Like I was working and one of my clients told me that she doesn't know my situation. She was describing people who are in my situation. They were having it better off than like her class, like the middle class. Like we were benefiting so much from it. It's like a difficult thing to come to a conclusion on, because this is my experience. I don't know anyone else's experience, but for me, I would love it if I could rely on my family to like support me financially, or to have something to fall back on. But this is literally my one and only shot. I don't feel guilty about having the SUSI Grant to help with my expenses, or, you know, applying for the Student Assistance Fund and applying to bursaries and stuff like that, because other than that I wouldn't be able to do college. I don't feel guilty, but sometimes when people say things, it kind of makes me feel bad, I guess. But one of the compass officers, like the people who work in the compass office, she was like, don't feel bad about applying for things, because one, you need it, it's your right. Supports have been given there specifically for someone like you in your situation, and then also you'll be paying taxes and you'll pay it off in your taxes anyways. Like the whole goal is to make it so everyone doesn't have to pay. People from my background are a significant minority in college, significant minority in medical schools. The more I like do placements and the more I go into it, the more I feel like I'm an outlier, especially like in RCSI. Not that I expect anyone to feel any differently, because everyone is a product of their experiences, so it's not really an issue, it's just like an observation. But yeah, that's my video on my finances. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe and comment. I'd love to hear from you. That's all for me until my next video. I'll see you then. Bye.